to Knit Mania. My name is Gretchen and this is episode 14. And I have taken a little bit of a leave of absence. I had a goal of recording every week, but that has been pretty challenging for me. Life gets in the way. We've been going to the beach a lot. I've been working a lot. I work for a magician and it's just been crazy right now. He's publishing a book, he's performing everywhere, he's been on a TV show, so I've just been going crazy. So it has been about 2.5 weeks. The other thing is that I was in a little bit of a knitting slump. Oh, there's my son. Hold on one second. Life living with 2 teenage boys. Never boring. So anyway, I was in a bit of a knitting slump, and so I felt like I didn't have a lot to talk about on my last episode. And then after that, I kind of went to the opposite. So I've been knitting, and I've been having so much fun knitting that I haven't wanted to stop and record. So now I'm a little overwhelmed because I have finished objects, I have works in progress, WIPs, and I also have lots of wonderful things that I bought. So I'm just gonna get started. Obviously, if you have watched for a while and you feel like you've seen enough, just click it off. But if you do like this, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. And if you like or comment, I would love to hear what you think about the finished objects. Or I do have one big thing that I'm doing that I kind of can't believe I'm doing that I'm going to share with you. So actually 2. Okay, so finished object number 1. The last episode, which I believe was episode 13, this should be 14, I finished my sock, the first of the pair that I'm calling I'm on medication socks, and you can see why. So the beautiful yarn is from Cozy Knitters, and you get like I believe it's a 70 gram and a 20 gram, and so what most people do is they knit in the smaller 20 gram. They would knit your cuff, your heel, and your toe. But I really was on medication. I broke my shoulder and it hurt really, really bad. And so I was taking medication on the regular. So I forgot. And then I forgot. And then I remembered and went, oh no, I'm not going to have enough of the main color to do the other sock. I was really afraid. So as soon as I remembered or realized what I had done, I just switched over to the gray. So this is the longest toe in the world, right? So I have finished the second pair. So really, this one is not on medication, but I decided that since I had knit so much of gray on here, that what I would do, and since this is what would show, that it made sense to kind of mimic this pattern of what I had accidentally done. And I just figured whenever I run out and I'll go to gray. But guess what? I didn't run out. So I really like this. I think this is really pretty. And I wasn't on nearly as much medication. Actually, I don't even think I was on medication at all at this point. So it's a much nicer looking sock. Much nicer. Not perfect, but much nicer. So that is done. These socks, even though they're pretty short, I did 20 rows and 20 rows and then went into the heel flap and gusset. It's a really thick, beautiful, dense material. So these are definitely going to be winter socks. I live in Southern California, and sometimes it feels a little crazy to be knitting what I'm knitting because right now it's cooled down, and so I think it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit today. It was in the hundreds all last week. Yes. So the next thing that I have is a finished object. I actually have blocked it. The only thing I haven't done, there's a couple ends that I need to weave in, and then it has tassels, and but the tassels are super small. I think it'll only take me maybe an hour to do the whole thing. but I'm really excited about this. This is Joji Locatelli's Light Hipster shawl. Isn't it pretty? I am so excited about this. And I don't know what yarn. I think it's Legacy Fiber Arts, and it's definitely fingering weight. But unfortunately, I didn't have the belly flap for it. But, I mean, it's really hot right now, so this doesn't feel terrific. But I think it's really cute. And I like, you know, I think this will be really nice for, you know, just when it gets a little brisk. Okay, obviously I could use some help with tying it. Okay, but it does look really cute. How do you like this insane necklace? I'm wearing it. I wear it a couple times a year. When my daughter was in high school, she went to my mom's. My mom like was making jewelry at the time, and my mom was like, you know, you can make whatever you want for your mom. And she made this. So like each one of these would usually be like an accent for, you know, like a whole bracelet. And she just did all of them. And then I have to show you. Look at this. It's like a Planet of the Apes ball. And on the other side it says Flash. So anyway, it just tickles me. I wear it once in a while. It weighs like 5 pounds though, so I don't wear it that often. Oh, and it's kind of pokey. So, but I just went, today is Wednesday, and I felt kind of wild because I went to go see her in San Diego on Monday, just kind of very spontaneously, which is not really me. So it felt super fun. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, hold on. I'm going to tell you what I've been working on and then kind of what I've decided, even though part of me kind of can't believe that I'm deciding this. So I was working on a sweater. I've been working on a sweater by the yarn is Trendsetter, and it was called the Streaker Twisted Basket Bordered Classic Pocketed Cardigan. My goodness, I think it gets first prize for being the wordiest sweater I've ever seen. Okay, so here's the deal. It's a cotton yarn, which I've never worked with before. And my local yarn store was having a big sale. They just got in a whole bunch of yarn at the beginning of summer. I mentioned how hot it is here. So I'd only really worked with merino wool, and thought it was a good idea to work with cotton, and really just didn't have any idea at the time how different the properties were of the two materials, how different it felt to knit, how kind of splitty cotton can be if it's not blended. And so I guess you could say that I came from a position of ignorance. And so then the other thing is that they were having this big deal where there was a designer that worked with the yarn manufacturer, and you got the pattern for free. And I'm not going to say who the designer is, but everybody said he's wonderful. And so I kind of got caught up in the moment. The colorway that I most wanted, which was like a lot of pinks and purples, there weren't enough. And I was in a fever. I'm going to be honest. Like, some of you can probably relate that you've got into that, like where you're just like ready to do a project and it's on sale and you don't want to wait for them to drop ship it. So that's where I was. So I went with my second choice on color. And then, now this, I would say was not my fault. So all of these things basically are my fault due to ignorance. This one is not my fault. This is kind of the colorway, and you know, it was variegated. I knew that. What I didn't know is that hidden inside the variegated, it didn't show anywhere on any of the skeins I had, was this really, really bright yellow. Okay, oh, do you see that dog hair? Sorry. But anyway, this yellow, so not me. As you can see, because like as the skeins go down, I like just keep cutting because I'm like, I don't want that. So, having said that, I did the whole back. Oh, and did I mention it's a really long one too? So I did the whole back. And then the way it is constructed, again, learning. I would never do this before because it's got a gajillion seams. So then this is like one side of the front. Well, it's actually, I'm doing it backwards. So, you know, you're starting here and then it goes down. And it looks really small. It's partially because it's rolled and then partially because like the sides, the sleeve is like way big and comes down. Okay, so the whole back, one front, and then I'm doing pretty good on the second front. Okay, so then here's the reality though. The pattern, I'm just gonna, like this is the whole pattern, okay? So I'm not an advanced enough knitter to have like this much for two different fronts. So I've really been struggling. I've had to go to my local yarn store. So that's one thing, okay, that the pattern, I now know that I need a much more detailed pattern. And then I now know that cotton, this type of cotton without like a silk blend or something, is not something that's ultimately going to make me happy. I mean, it's not terrible, but it does split really easy. And just even putting it in and out of my bag, like little strands will puff out. Oh, here's one. Can you see it? It's kind of hard to see, actually. There it is. Like that. They snag super easy. Okay, and yes, I can take my little fix-it tool and fix that. But I'm going, if it happens that easily, just pretty delicately taking it in and out of my bag, when I am wearing it, it's gonna snag like heck because I've got 2 cats, I've got dogs, and I'm just generally not like a super delicate person. I'm generally banging around on walls and stuff. Okay, and this isn't like what I would typically wear. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not loving it. And I've done so much, but I still have so much to do. So I went to my local yarn store and I talked to a couple of the ladies that work there that I, you know, adore and respect. And I'm like, what do I do? And so basically, because I don't love it, and I don't think I'll love it when it's done, and I feel like it's maybe half done, even though like the big swatches are almost done, I still have the sleeves, which is, you know, we all know sleeves take a long time and aren't that much fun. And then it has like a pocket, and the sleeves are complicated. They're doing a twisted basket stitch instead of just an easy sleeve, and then pockets, and then there's like a, you know, like a neckline that comes. That's another reason why these are thin, is that comes down all the way. So really, I'm definitely not even halfway done. And guess what? I'm done. I'm going to take it off my needles, and I guess I'm going to toss it. I don't know what else to do with it. I'll probably ruminate on that a while. I mean, I guess it's possible that somebody else would want to finish it, but I can't imagine. So if anybody has ever been in this position and you've done something different than just tossing it, like I feel so bad saying that. There's so many people that I watch on YouTube that like try to get every scrap done. And here I'm saying I might throw away like 6 skeins. But on the other hand, I'm like, do I really want to spend, you know, another 100 hours or whatever doing something that ultimately I'm not going to love? And it's going to make me super paranoid because it snags all the time. So the answer to that is no. I think I will keep it, maybe talk to my local yarn store. You know, maybe there's somebody that would love to have a sweater but can't afford the yarn for a sweater. I would love, love, love to gift that to somebody that would like it. They could even unravel it and, you know, redo it if they wanted, you know, it to be all theirs. Or, hey, I don't know. I just don't know. So if you could comment, or you know what, if you want it, if you want it, comment and I'll send it to you, because I don't want to throw it away. That just feels super wrong to me. Oh, here's my little swatch. But I'm not going to finish it. It doesn't give me joy. I have so many things in my queue that I want to do. I've learned so much from the knitting community, not just my local yarn store, but my Love and Stitches membership, listening to podcasts, like listening to Knit More Girls and Yarniacs when I'm driving, listening and watching the visual, you know, on YouTube, like Crazy Sock Lady and Knitty Natty. And so I now know, like, hey, I really, really need to make sure this pattern is something that I can read and be comfortable doing. I really, really need to make sure that the yarn not only works for that pattern, but works for me, and that I love the yarn. I've definitely, like, even with my smaller projects, like the socks, there's some yarn that I'm just like, I just want to work with it all the time. And so like Octopus Garden, I think that is going to be my next sweater. I did contact them and Sue said that she would dye it up for me. So yes, I'm pretty positive. I like that will give me joy. And I think I'm probably going to do a Joji Locatelli or Andrea Mowry design. And I'm going to really look and see that, or maybe like a summer tee. So it's not quite so daunting, because I really haven't done garments. You know, I've done lots of scarves. I've done lots of socks now. I've crocheted lots of blankets, but as far as doing the bigger projects, I haven't done that. And so I really want to be successful with that, and I do feel like I'm making progress. Okay, so that is that. I've been working almost exclusively on that because and I made so much progress, which is kind of sad, but I'm still feeling really good about that. I've been trying to get whips done because I am firmly committed to doing Stephen West's Shawlography, which starts October 8th. Sorry for the crinkles. I'm bringing out my yarn for that. Okay. So if you don't know about Shawlography, it is a knit along, and Stephen West, I think this is like his 12th year doing it. My first year for sure. He does humongous shawls. He's in Amsterdam, and his style is very different than what I normally do, but it's so unique. It's so beautiful, and I think that it's going to be so fun because thousands of people do it. So I will have to say I went with things that were very different. I went to my local yarn store, Hands on Knitting, and the reason why it's very different is because I really like speckled, I like super tonal, you know, but this is a mystery knit along, so I don't know what it looks like, but he said it's all about contrast. And so he really recommend not doing a lot of speckled, that could just kind of blend. And so I'm very happy with my choice, but they are very different. Okay, so I'm gonna show them to you. I hope you like them. This one is by Alexandra, and it's actually the colorway that is just for the local yarn shop. It's something moon. Let's see. It's called Dark Side of the Moon, and her yarn is fantastic. So it's 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. So I did, like, it's all fingering. I did mess with the, you know, like they're a little different as far as the composition of the yarns, but I'm comfortable that it will be fine. So when I was at the yarn store, like, I had 3 ladies helping me, and we had yarn heaped everywhere. So that was fun. I brought 2 skein, no, actually I brought 3 skeins with me. This was one of them that I already owned and then augmented. So this next one is by Peekaboo Yarn. Look at how bright it is, and it's called Aqua. Okay, and I don't know if you can see, but there are definitely flecks. So I did cheat on this one a little bit, but it's not, I mean, it's not super flecky. It just does have some white and some of the like aqua type color on it. Okay, and then the next one is something that I would never normally get, but I think it's gonna work really, really well. So this is also Peekaboo, and it's called Tea, and it looks like this. So okay, that's what we've got so far. It's a 5 skein shawl. Did I mention that, y'all? 5 skeins. And how long does he give you to do it? 4 weeks. Am I going to be able to do it in the time? I mean, no, unless I stay up till midnight every night. And even then, I don't know that I could. I don't know. Natalie of Nitty Natty, I think she says she's done it a bunch of times. I want to say 8, but maybe that's not that. Anyway, she's never done it. So if she's never done it, there's no way I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try. Okay, this next one, I don't even know where I got this from. Maybe it was, I don't know. Red Stag Fiber is the name of the company, and it's called English Rose, and it is 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. Interesting mix. Okay, that one is not going to go back in. And then last but not least is like a steel gray. It is by Knit One Plant, oh, Earth, it's by Earth. And I was like, Knit One Plant One. And it is, oh, it's just called Color 303. That's not very exciting. And it is 100% superfine superwash merino. So this one, now that I'm looking at it, it is a little smaller, so I'll have to think about that. I might take that, not much though. I think it'll be fine. So let's see if I can hold them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm happy with it. Again, very, very different than what I would normally do. But that's kind of the point for me. And it'll be like, it's a statement piece. I feel that, you know, I'll have a cream dress, a black dress, a purple dress, all of those. I'm planning on having all of those just to wear this. We'll see. So I'm excited to start it. Again, it starts October 8th. So that is that. So that's what's coming, what died, what I finished. So what's left is what I bought. But that is probably the bulk, what I bought or what I got. So the first thing is I did a swap, and look at, I love this. So it's called Bunny Badge, and it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 50 grams of graffiti, and 20 grams of teal. And so it's for socks. So this is with the 11 Stitches membership. We did, I would say once every 2 months, there's an optional like exchange that you can sign up for, which I have. There's been 3 since I've been there, so maybe it's almost monthly. And so the first one was like a scrappy project. That was my favorite. So we exchanged a minimum of 10 grams and 15 balls. So that was super fun. And then I forget what the last one was. I think it was just like 2 skeins of yarn. And then this one was kind of like a share a pair type swap. So I swapped. The bummer is, so I sent her 2 as well, and she never got them. And I didn't know she didn't get them until a few days ago, and I had just cleaned out my purse the day before and gotten rid of, you know, all my receipts, including the post office receipt that had the tracking number for hers. So I felt so bad that I shipped off another box to her today. So you win some, you lose some. That share a pair ended up costing me 4 skeins, but I got these beautiful skeins. So really, I'm happy. I got this from Cozy Knitter. I was in a monthly subscription, which I have discontinued right now only because I was just getting so much yarn that there's no way that I can knit as much yarn as I'm getting. So I had to slow down. But isn't this gorgeous? This might be the favorite one I got. So I got the notification that it had mailed, and before I got this, I canceled, and then I got this and I had remorse. I was like, oh, this one's so good. What if I canceled and, you know, the next months were that good too? But I can only knit so much. I got this. This is white birch, and I don't even remember where I got this from, but it's pretty. I'm going through this really quickly just because I have so much. So one thing that I've been stocking for a while, sorry about the crinkles, is Lay Family Yarns. So there's two businesses, 2 dyers in England that I've been stocking for a while. So Lay Family Yarns and Pixie Yarn. And so I broke down and bought from both, but the shipping is so much. So, but look at this, guys. Look at this. That boucle and that gorgeous red. Oh yes. Tell me that these aren't going to be the cutest Santa socks you've ever seen. And I think that there's going to be enough for me to do like shorty socks for me and my daughter. So I'm super, super excited about that. And I should probably start those fairly soon if I want to, which I do. So that was from Lay Family Yarn. And then look at this. Oh. Okay, I'm not showing these very well, but they're so pretty. Just so, so pretty. So they're 10 grams and there's 10 of them. And I just couldn't resist. And this is what I do. I say, well, I have to have the Santa sock sets, but it doesn't make sense if I'm already spending this much in shipping, then I should get something else that I've been wanting, right? And so I did. I know normally I got a row 1. Gosh, I think, yeah, anyway, I got a row 1. Normally I kind of go through the whole thing, but I'm not going to this time. As always, though, they are beautiful and fun and perfect for the Hexie Puffs. I haven't even opened this yet, so this always comes with every shipment, the monthly shipment. It's one of my favorites. So it always comes with candy. Woo woo! Werther's Originals. It always comes with a little stitch marker. Oh, how cute. This one is a cowboy boot. I am not a cowboy person or a like country person at all, but that's awfully cute. Look at it, even has the stirrup or the spur. And it comes with a lantern marker too if you want to use it that way. And then let's see who it's from this month. Oh, it's from Western Sky Knits. So that makes sense that it's a boot. And the thing that is so cool about this is it gives you a really good look at the dyer. And so if you happen to look at that dyer and you're just like, oh my gosh, I just love their aesthetic, I love everything they do, then you can go to them and, you know, look at all of their yarns and, you know, buy larger quantities, buy sweater quantities, why not? And so this is called Aspen Sock. It's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So that's a higher percentage of nylon than most. 460 yards to 100 grams. Wow, that's interesting. That's a lot of yardage for 100 grams. So that's like a light fingering. That'll be fun to make some Hexie Puffs and see if I can feel a difference on that. So look at all of these subscriptions. So I got the Yarnable also. That's also, actually, I think that might have bumped up to become my favorite subscription. So let's see. You always get a scratch off discount that you can use for Hypnotic Yarn. And then you get extras. And I mean, it feels like she gives you so many extras. Like, I just feel like, you know, most of my subscriptions I'm super happy with, but this just always feels like I get more than I paid for. And that's fun. So this is a sloth snack bag. Look at how cute that is. How perfect would that be if you had kids and you could just put little goldfish or something in there for their lunch? I'm sensing a theme here. We've got a sloth passion fruit air freshener. Look at that. That's definitely going in my car. And then, okay, I am obsessed with these. These are sloth paper clips. Look at those. Obsessed. Yes, those are going down into my desk right now. Okay, and then I haven't even looked at this. I'm excited. Ooh, look at that. Now this looks a lot like my Alexandra Dark Side of the Moon yarn. Ooh, it's so pretty. Look at those sparkles. A little bit of brown, a lot of black, some white, the turquoise. So, so, so pretty. I have yet to be disappointed with her yarn. And as a matter of fact, I sent one of the yarns to the person that, you know, I did the share with. And it was so hard. And it was weird because it was oranges, which are not usually my thing, but it was so pretty. I think I probably showed it. I think it was called Orange Crush. So those are the purchases that I did like online. I have just a couple other things. I'm almost done. Woohoo! So I went to the Laguna Sawdust Festival for the second time. I took my mother-in-law for my husband and I took Helen. She had never gone, and so it was kind of magical, like to rediscover it with somebody that's never seen it. It was so much fun. And we spent a lot of time there, and I spent a lot of money there. But these are the things that were knitting related. So this is the project bag. Look at it. So it's got a nice, good sized bag, pocket in the front. And then it does have a tie. I'm a little conflicted because I definitely bought this with shawlography in mind. I am the worst untier in the world. But then I started thinking, I have the float tote from Knitty Natty. I have the 3 skein, not the 5 skein, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it because this is huge. It's very voluminous. Voluminous? And I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. And it has some really nice pockets inside too. It's really well made, well constructed, well done. So, and huge, as you can see, it's like as big as me. So that might become my shawl project bag. And then Helen bought me this. How cute is that? So that's good. Oh, yeah. This needs to go with this, doesn't it? For sure. Done. Decided. And then there's this guy that makes glass hearts. And he was just the most delightful man. We talked to him for about 20 minutes. I'm telling you, if you're ever in Southern California in the summer, and you have the chance to go to the Laguna Sawdust Festival. I mean, if you're watching this, I'm assuming like arts and crafts, you should go. There's so many interesting, wonderful people, artists there that make completely unique things. It's a highly juried, highly curated festival. I think there's about 250 vendors. Some of those vendors have been there. The Sawdust Festival started in 67-ish. Some of them have definitely been there since the 70s. I've talked to some of them that have been there since the 70s. So it definitely has kind of a hippie-ish vibe. But they love to talk to you. And, you know, I found out so many things about like how they do their techniques and stuff. So fell in love with this guy, bought this. I mean, it's pretty small. It says I love you more and I love you most. But I definitely could fit a sock project in here and it will give me joy. So that is it. I felt like it was a marathon. I am dedicated to also putting up a video next week. I will have started something for sure and will be excitedly waiting for the Mystery Knit Along with Stephen West. But yes, I think I will have started something along the sweater or summer tee vein. If you have something that you're like, this is real well written, it's on the easy to easy intermediate side, and it works in a warm climate. Like if you've knit something that's like that, oh, I would love it if you put it in the comments. So thank you so much if you are still watching. I really appreciate you. And if you like this, you know, if you shared it on your feed or told a friend, I would love it. When we get to 100, I think we're at 50 something right now, subscribers. So when we get to 100, I definitely am planning on doing a giveaway. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait till that happens. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.